Boy everyone, March is here. Welcome to the channel. And here I will make a video about, a lot of you have been requesting. It's between the PG4s. This is my Nike Bayou PG4s. And this is my PG5, the black and gold colorway. Actually, it's not gold. It's kind of yellow with some peach accents. So a lot of you have been asking me which is better, or is the PG5 a lot better? Is it worth to wait for the PG5 rather than buying the PG4 at sale right now? So here is my verdict. Let's go. Before we start with the comparison, we're doing a raffle for this video. I'm giving away a Star basketball, so it's an indoor ball. It's the most premium ball from Star. So they sponsored this video. Thank you again, Star. And with that, I'll be giving away one Star basketball. It's leather basketball. And the mechanics will be later after this video. So stay tuned and enjoy this video. Let's go. And if you want to watch the performance review of each of these sneakers, I will be putting up the link up here or down in the description below for a more detailed review of the PG4s and the PG5s. So let's start off with the performance of the upper of the PG4 and the 5. Comparing it, of course, the PG4, it's a dual layered upper. This is a Nike Bayou PG4 and it has this felt-like material. So I opted to choose this. I had the black, I had the Gatorade one, which is mostly the net material. But with this one, I chose the felt because I think it gave me more support laterally and it hugs my foot more compared to the general release ones. While the PG5, it's made out of mesh, synthetic leather, some panels here in the wings, the midfoot, and of course on the heel, there's a synthetic leather there. So this has a more minimal design compared to the PG4s. And as for support, I would say the PG5 is better in terms of support. Even though it's a one-layered upper, this synthetic leather really holds your foot down to the footbed, and the material, this mesh material, is very durable and very supportive. So far, so good, and it's very soft. It's very comfortable around your forefoot. And comparing it to the PG4s, so I got this at my true to size US 11, and it's really snug around the forefoot because it's dual layered. And I actually played with it with an open zipper, but it's still a little bit tight around the forefoot area. So watch out for that. And one thing when I'm doing lateral cuts, there's a little bit delay on the PG4s. Nothing too bad, but comparing it to the PG5 side by side, I played with 2 games here on the PG4s and 2 games on the PG5. I felt quicker on the PG5 when I was doing lateral cuts or lateral moves. So I like the support better of the PG5 because it doesn't have that lag compared to the PG4s. But mind you, because I'm comparing it side by side, so I'm really seeing the difference between the two. But if you're just buying one sneaker, if you're just buying the PG4 and you'll be using it the entire season, I don't think you'll mind that. But comparing it side by side, the support is better on the PG5 by just a little. But in terms of comfort, I will really give it to the PG5 compared to the PG4s, especially with mine since it has felt. So it's a little bit stiff, but it's very durable around the forefoot. This one has mesh, it's soft, doesn't need any break-in time, and it's very comfortable around the forefoot area of the sneaker. And as for the lacing of both sneakers, of course the PG4 is a one booty upper, while the PG5 is a half booty upper. It's stitched, and the tongue is stitched in the midfoot, so it is easier to put your foot in and quicker on the PG5 compared to the PG4s. But after buying the PG4s, it becomes better or quicker. At first, I was really having a hard time putting my PG4s because I really have to pull it like that. And after a while, when you use the PG4s, it will be a lot quicker to put your foot in. But it's, of course, it's a lot easier on a half booty upper sneaker to put your foot in. And also, the opening of the PG5 is a lot bigger compared to the PG4s. If you can see that there. The PG5 has a bigger opening since you can open the tongue like this. There's a pull tab at the heel, and of course the tongue you can really open when you unlace the sneaker. And now moving on to the heel part of the sneaker, let's talk about first the Achilles pillows. The PG4 has a thicker Achilles pillows compared to the PG5, but I didn't have any problem about heel containment on the PG5 Both have amazing heel containment, lockdown, and for a low-cut sneaker, ankle protection is okay for both sneakers, and you're completely locked down to the footbed on both. Both have internal heel cup, and both sneakers have pull tab with them. Now moving on to the midfoot part of the sneaker where the cushion is, and of course the cushion of the PG5 is an upgrade because this mountains, like I said in the review on the PG5, really helps out in the lateral support. Like I said in the beginning, this mountains or this foam that goes up really cages your foot, and it's really responsive, especially when you're doing lateral moves. So if you're a player who likes to move laterally a lot, side steps, and doing lateral cuts a lot, feel very quick on the PG5 compared to the PG4, which has a little bit of lag, especially if you get the GR release, which has mesh. There's a kind of delay. There's nothing solid holding your midfoot laterally on the PG4, just the upper material. So there's a little bit delay, but nothing too drastic. Like I said, I'm just comparing it side by side right now. That's why I can really feel the difference between the two lateral supports. And that, I think, is a major upgrade on the PG5, which I really like. And of course, the mountain is also around the heel and the medial part of the heel, where it cups your heel more. So when you're twisting your foot, it's quicker, it's more responsive when you're doing those kinds of moves, and I really like it. And as for the cushion of both sneakers, I was kind of surprised. I thought both have the same amount of phylon, but PG4 has a thicker phylon compared to the PG5. Although, even though this is thicker, the PG5 phylon on the heel compresses more compared to the PG4. I think it's because of the shape of the phylon. When I was trying to really step around my heel, this compresses more. Although the PG4 has a lot thicker phylon, the PG5 has a better impact protection, but it is lower to the ground. And overall phylon of the PG5 is very thin from the forefoot to the heel. So if you like something really close to the ground, PG5 is for you. But if you want a thicker phylon, but still the impact protection, I like it better on the PG5. So in terms of phylon, I would go with the PG5. And as for the full length Strobo or Strobel, both have amazing impact protection from the forefoot to the heel, but combine the full length Air Strobel with the phylon. I like the combination of the cushion of the PG5 better. Even though it's lower to the ground, impact protection is better on the heel. And of course, impact protection in the forefoot is still really nice because it still has the full length air in it. So I would still lean on the PG5. But the PG4 is not that bad either. And now moving on to the traction on both sneakers. The PG4 has circular pattern. And as for the PG5, it has the footprint or the Kobe 9-like traction. And this is the part where a lot of you have been asking me if the traction on the PG5 is very different from the PG4. And surprisingly, both have amazing traction on the court that I'm playing. It grips really well, grips hard, it squeaks a lot. I'll roll the B-roll here so you can hear the traction on both. And so far, you will never go wrong on both traction. And as for dust pickup, you won't have any problems on dust pickup on both sneakers. And another thing that I like on the PG5 is the cutout of the TPU plate in the middle. So it made the cushion lighter on the PG5s compared to the PG4s. And the PG4s, now you can still bend, but there's a TPU plate here. The PG5 is a lot bendable compared to the PG4s because it has thicker phylon. Both sneakers have the air window there, so that's a nice design on both. And as for the width of the forefoot area of the outsole, it's pretty much the same. But what I like about the PG5s is it has a lateral outrigger. But compared to the PG4, whose outsole is just protruding a bit, I like it better if the outrigger is like a blade coming out, so it felt very stable on the PG5. Comparing it to the PG4 stability, I would say slight advantage on the stability on the PG5 compared to the PG4 because of this lateral outrigger that really catches your foot when you're doing lateral cuts and preventing you to roll your ankle. And as for the sizing of both sneakers, I would say go true to size on both. If you're a regular footer, and wide footers, go half a size up. And if you can, try it in store. And as for the price point on both sneakers, The PG5s is 5,900 pesos. Same goes to the PG4, but the PG4 right now is currently on sale. I think there's 3,000 pesos for the PG4, so it's half the price compared to the PG5s. Although the PG5 is not yet out, in the retail stores, I got mine online at Nike.com. It's gonna be out, I think, end of this month. And if you can wait and you have more budget, I would suggest the PG5 over the PG4 because of its overall upgrade for the entire sneaker in terms of performance. I hope I helped you guys out once again here in choosing between the PG4 and the PG5. Thank you for watching. And the mechanics for the raffle of the Star Ball giveaway is comment down below your Instagram handle. Follow me on Instagram, of course, here in YouTube, and the word Star Basketball. And I'll be choosing the winner after a week. So good luck to you guys. So this has been Marches once again. Thank you for watching. Thank you for Star for sponsoring this video. And I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.